Hi, astrology in the making today. Quite remarkable. First of all, it's Wednesday, the 12th of February, and I wanted to. Oh, this kitten has a cold, and she's feeling very delicate, and she just wants to be a nuisance. But anyway, I'll just give her a few minutes, and we'll see if she goes. Anyway, back to astrology in the making. Absolutely fabulous. If ever you wanted to see astrology in real time being played out in front of you, this is it. I'm going to talk us through it. And I'm going to talk as an astrologer, remember, I'm talking about the glorious way in which we can look at and examine the zodiac signs of the current full moon and see exactly as they are being played out in front of us. Okay, I'm talking, of course, about the situation in the White House. And it's absolutely just brilliant astrology. So, what I'm going to do first of all is go to the share. There we are. Right. And this is real time. So, what we're looking at is the moon at 25 degrees of Leo. And we've got the sun and Ceres and Mercury all opposing that moon, all within a degree or two. And the sun is just going down to set, the moon's about to rise, all the planets go in that direction. One of the noticeable things about this full moon is that it is square to Uranus. Okay. Right, I'm stopping the share now, and I want you to try and follow me through some of my thoughts here, because I got an incredible vision, really, of what, or not a vision, more a, I was looking in my middle of the night, and I was looking at the scene in the Oval Office with Musk in a baseball cap and a t-shirt and what seemed like a big overcoat, jeans, and a child with him. And he's being looked on indulgently by Trump sat behind his desk in the Oval Office. And Trump was at that point was talking about how he was going to have to see about the judiciary and see. I was reminded actually about the leader of Turkey, maybe a couple of years ago, who potentially, I read a story to say that he feigned a coup, organized a false coup, so that he could say that people were plotting against him. And then he rounded up 5,000 of the judiciary, and they were all arrested and presumably executed or still languishing in jail, so that he could have no opposition to the decisions that he was going to make as in the future. Right, an article I read with interest. Anyway, so I was looking at this, and so when Trump said about the judiciary, I thought I've seen this before. But anyway, what the whole thing reminded me of, and this is what I want to talk to you about, is Alice in Wonderland. And then I want to make comparisons with Alice in Wonderland and the Leo energy, right? If ever there was a book that represented Leo energy at its finest, this is it in all its glory. It was Alice in Wonderland, because it was dramatic, it was crazy, it was full of so much fantasy, with so much make believe. And there's some wonderful quotes which I want you to just talk to you about. So, do you remember the Queen, Queen of Hearts, was it? And she would shout, "Off with his head!" And it was when I was so. If you look at the Disney movie, the Queen gets a sort of a puce or a red face and gets very angry, and I just had the imagery of Trump going off with his head, which I just so Leo, so dramatic, so unbelievably amazing. Okay. And then we get a lovely quote from Alice in the book where she says, "Sometimes I've believed as many as six things before breakfast." It's like, Yep. Okay. I do get that imagery with Trump. Yeah, maybe he does imagine six things before breakfast because he seems to surprise everybody around him. I had to laugh at the face of Netanyahu when he was doing the press, doing the press thing with Trump, and Trump came out with he's going to take the Gaza Strip, and Netanyahu's face was just unbelievable. He just had a big sort of discussion with him, and clearly Trump hadn't said that. Half an hour later, there he was saying it. This is so Leo. This is a fire sign, a middle fire sign, and what it is born to do is be dramatic, to dramatize, to become a, a visionary. So Leo, let's just take Leo as an energy, and let's just say Leo stands in a room, a drab room, and goes, "Oh, I can imagine this. We'll have red over here. We'll have purple up there. We'll have blue here." And if Leo doesn't get enough sparkle, pizzazz, eye-catching brilliance, then what Leo does is it just exaggerates and it just keeps blowing things up in order to make this drab world much more exciting, much more brilliant, much more eye-catching, much more vivid. And so you get this surreal kind of imagery when you get Leo gone mad. So, another quote here. Alice says, "I don't think," and then the Mad Hatter interrupts Alice and says, "Then you shouldn't talk." Okay. Another quote that actually could be applied at the moment. So, a little girl follows a rabbit down a hole. And do at the moment, whether you support Trump or not, do you sometimes think, have we all fallen down a rabbit hole? Am I really hearing this? This is astrology in the making. It truly, truly is. Whatever you think of Trump, if you're here because you want to learn astrology or you want to improve your astrology, then this is the type of thing that you should look at. And you should put aside your personal differences or your personal opinions and just look at the astrology and enjoy how it unfolds in front of you so that you might learn for yourself how to be a better interpreter, how to be a better astrologer, because you can set aside your the things that might irritate you about the current situation or not. Now, I want to look at something else here now. This kitten has just gone to sleep now, so I'm one-handed. She's got a cold and she is sneezing her head off and she feels so sorry for herself. Right, let me just go back to the share because there's something else I want to talk to you about. Here we go. Right, it's the presence of Uranus and Aquarius. This is so powerful as well. So we've got a Uranus square coming in here. We're on the fixed cross. Now, let's first of all think that we're on the fixed cross. The fixed cross, if I'm going to be honest, can delay the action that is going to happen by a few hours or a few days, depending on other circumstances. The fixed cross does not easily move. It's like drilling through a mountain, trying to get fixity to move. So we're in stubbornness and a strange sense of concrete or granite-like energy just sitting over us, and it's like we're on a treadmill. It's just going round and round. Okay, so that's the first thing to notice about this. Well, about the third thing, actually. Okay, now Uranus coming in from the side on the fixed cross. Uranus is so fed up, fed up with being in Taurus, fed up with having to constantly, um, be contained, not being free to do the usual break free, break down, break up. Okay, so the opportunity that Uranus has got here when it comes to this square it's right up Uranus's path. This is exactly what it wants to do. It wants us to see and to analyze. It wants to break things in such a way as we break them open. If there is one thing that we should remember about a full moon, it is that it is your opportunity to see something at its most obvious. Just keep saying that to yourself. This full moon is a chance to see something at its most obvious. You will get no better plain sight than you've got at the moment. There is no hiding. If you think about a full moon, if you've got a cloudless sky, we haven't had a cloudless sky for days and days and days. So I'm missing lots of sky. But anyway, if you think about a full moon and you're out in the countryside on a full moon, where can you hide? There is no place to hide. Everything is in full view. That's exactly how it is also with the results of the full moon in terms of what can you see. You can see everything. And so one of the great things about the current situation is that it is in full headlights. We've got a saying in the UK, like a rabbit caught in headlights. So a car is going down the road, there's a rabbit on the road, and the rabbit is like staring at this car. That's exactly the situation that you've got. Be thankful for that. This is the astrological opportunity to see something and recognize it. Whether or not you agree with it, no matter all the feelings and everything that it is incurring in you or not in revealing in you, put your own self aside. As long as you get emotionally involved with stuff, then you won't be a great astrologer. To be an astrologer, you have to be totally Uranian and Aquarian. You have to be able to analyze without an emotional response and just look at the beauty of the astrology. Otherwise, you're going to be emotionally distorting the astrology according to your responses, your principles, your faith. And that's not how the cosmos wants astrology to be used. Astrology belongs to air because it is, or makes the demand that it is, lacking in emotion. It is strong in analyzing and analytical skills, but not really compassionate. Okay, right. So let's just go back to the share again. I'm going backwards and forwards here. Right. So Aquarius, Mercury, an air planet, all about analyzing, noticing. Ceres, the feminine, and the feminine of process, the feminine of growing something into what it must become, parent-child relationships, parent-child separation, and then the sun, well, it's just glorious spirit, isn't it? It's just absolutely glorious spirit. The sun is the ruler of Leo. So here we have the ruler of Leo, opposite to its own sign, where the moon is sitting in Leo. So what we've got is, a significant amount of fire here, really significant amount. We've got Eris over here in a trine to the moon. So fire planet Eris in Aries, first fire sign, adding all of her energy, her discord, her disharmony. She is enjoying herself, causing a whole bag of trouble. Okie dokie. This is lovely astrology, and you can feel it. and thank you to the States for putting on this glorious display of brilliant astrology. The astrology that we're living in it's in the making, and thank you. Okay, so back over to this lot in Aquarius. So Aquarius here with Mercury, and with the feminine really side by side, being part of this process of analysis, part of the process of enlightenment, and part of the process of making it really clear. Uranus coming in, ruling Aquarius. See how tightly everything is connected. So always with the square, the 90-degree angle, we get something pushed into a corner, and something has to take an action that it never thought it would. This is going to cause reactions and actions. I think what is happening here, I mean, if I'm wrong, I'll just stop sharing again. If I'm wrong, fair enough. But I think what's happening here is the Alice in Wonderland scenario, the crazy, wonderful distortion of reality that Leo so enjoys. There is a saying about Leo, everything that Leo says could be halved or doubled, because Leo can't stand something bland and plain. Leo has to double it and make it much more rich and exciting, or halve it to reduce its impact. But what Leo won't do is appreciate the reality. Leo has to dress everything up in order to make it attractive and bright and brilliant. So, I've forgotten where I was again. But anyway, so I'll just carry on and it'll come to me. So, oh, you want to go now, do you? Go on then. Oh, thank goodness I've got a dead arm. So we've got Leo really showing us this extreme of itself, right? But the way the planets are set up with the Uranus and the Aquarius, and Ceres coming in with the feminine, and Mercury, what all of us notice, the sun, the central spirit of our cosmos. I think there's going to be a backlash. I think this is too much. I think it's the Leo and the Alice in Wonderland have taken it beyond that which a lot of people would have put up with had it not been pushed to the edge of its believability. And so off with his head. I mean, do get the movie out and look at the Queen and then look at Trump and see some similarities when she's saying that. Off with his head. We'll look at the judiciary. What? So Leo, it's amazing. So I think, and I'm watching and I'm thinking, this is going to, Uranus is breaking something here. Uranus in Taurus at the moment is supposed to be representing this establishment, right? Taurus represents the staid, the banal, the establishment, plod, 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 plod. Do not shake the tree. Just like a bull in the field, just stand there and stare, okay? And you won't move that bull. Ha! There is something else here. If you do move that bull, if you get that bull angry enough and you start to rile that bull, when that bull starts moving, there's actually nothing will stop the bull, right? If Uranus can crack Taurus on this and get it going, nothing will stop what is going to happen then, right? Everything. It's like a deck of cards. We're back to Alice in Wonderland. Deck of cards, house coming down. There will be, I think, a significant response to this. I think that square from Uranus is what this is all about. Get the response to the Alice in Wonderland scenario. Okay, well, I can't wait to see personally. I can't wait to see. It's just So good. Amazing. I love being in astrology when there's something as gloriously obvious as this. Ah, and I have a little kitten here. We have a full moon in Leo, and this little kitten, if she is not letting me go, she's been like this all day. So I'm having to carry her around. I've got a sling. I put her in the sling. Yeah, she'll take it, but then she wants to get out the sling, and then she wants to come up again. She wants to be held and doesn't want to go in the sling. And all the while, she's got this snotty nose, and she can't purr at the moment. She's got no voice. Oh, poor thing. Right, have I said enough? I think so. What do you think, anyway? Don't get in a war in the comments about whether you're a Trump supporter or not a Trump supporter. That's not really what I want. Let's just look at the astrology and see what you think. Just let's all be friends. Anyway, I'm going to say goodbye now. I think I can't even wave my hand. So I've got to say. So I'm going to see you on Friday. Okay, that's lovely. Thank you. Bye.